I've been going to Sherman Bible now, going on 2 years. Developed a real passion for God and spreading His Word. And I've been doing that even before Dennis started preaching on Acts 1:8. And God led me to a job at Albertsons in Denison. And I'm working for Teresa Winkler. And I've been telling her all about our church, about what God's been doing to me, and inviting her. I've invited her to our singles group, and she finally showed up.
After a relationship breakup of 5 years, I was walking down on the sales floor of my store. I'm a store manager at Albertsons, and Lee works for me. And I rounded the corner. He's on the frozen food aisle. Started talking to Lee. Hey, how's it going? And I kind of started jabbing at him a little bit about, hey, tell me about your church again. Tell me about what's going on there and all of those things. And he said, man, you just really got to come. You just really got to come. He said, we've got a 30s and up singles group, and I think you just have an awesome time. I just really wish you would come. And I said, well, let me think about it, because, I've been hanging out with my brother a little bit. He'd been going through a bit of a rough time. So I said, let me talk to Joe and see if I can get him to come with me, and maybe we'll come up there.
My sister and I spoke. It was we'd gone out for dinner, and she told me that a friend at work would like for us to go to church. Well, mainly her. She kind of brought me along.
So I had a dinner date with my brother on Wednesday evening, and we were talking about it, and we're sitting at the table having dinner, and I said, hey, one of my employees invited me to a church, and I think it's something that you and I should entertain with where we're at in our lives. And he said, well, what church is it? I said, Sherman Bible Church. And he said, no way. He said, some of my friends have been trying to get me to go forever, and I just haven't entertained the thought until you just said that. He goes, yeah, I think we should.
God had been working on me. He'd been working on me for a while, and He knows the time, and that was the time.
So the test was Thursday evening. I had tons of errands to run, since Thursday is really my only weekday off. And the test came at 5:45 when I sent him a text. I sent Joe a text and said, let's do it. And he told me that was his confirmation that he needed to go, was that his sister was supposed to text him.
I was first made aware of Sherman Bible through Lee Johnston. He works with me. And he had come to me at the beginning of the year and told me about the church and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll have to come. And then Teresa, she's my boss and my best friend, and she says, well, I went to the singles group one night, and she says, you're going to have to come with me. And I'm like, okay.
We came to the 30s and up singles group, and I don't think there are words to describe what happened that night. Just this overwhelming presence when you walked into that group, that we were here to talk about God and we were going to study the Bible. I think the singles title probably is a little bit misleading, and I make sure that anybody that I do invite to the group understands that when we get in there, it's pretty heavy. It's about the Bible, and it's about Jesus, and it's about your life, and it's just really amazing how that one evening transformed me and my brother, and we've been here ever since.
And so it was a Thursday, it was a small group, and we went. Lee was there. She introduced me to Lee and several of the other people, and I love it. The fellowship and the way that they just brought us in. I mean, there was no judgment. It was judging or anything. It was just allowing us to come to a place like this and say, hey, we love you.
I don't know what's different about this church. I can't explain it. I was a member of a church for 30 years locally. When I walk through the door, there's just this overwhelming feeling that takes over. And I hope that one day I can actually leave here and not be crying after one of Pastor Dennis's sermons on Sunday.
I can really see a difference in her. There's a passion that she has. We talk on a daily basis about the church and about God.
And she said, you got to come to church with me on Sunday too. And I'm like, okay. And so I came to church, and it's just an amazing experience. And of course, Joe, her brother, was here, and Teresa was here. And you walk through the door and you get goosebumps because you walk into the church and you can feel everything going on in the church.
I feel very, very fortunate to have had an employee to stand up for God in my place of business, and to encourage me along the way what was a difficult time. And And as a result, just to see other people be rewarded, because I invited one of the other employees, and this just seems to keep networking throughout my store. And the comments about the change in attitude of the individuals who are now attending Sherman Bible Church, and the change between me and my brother and our relationship has just been amazing.
That Sunday that I came to church, it was just an amazing performance by the church members, and it's just like I can feel everything going on. I had goosebumps the whole time. I cried the whole time I was here the first time I came, because I really felt the word and I really felt the spirit inside the church, and I have to say it's just an amazing experience. And the singles group, it's really bringing me closer, and it's where I need to be.
We're just vessels that are spreading the word for God. And this building means nothing. I mean, it could stand alone without us, but unless we're willing to go out there and spread the word, none of this means anything.
I've been coming to the Sherman Bible Church for 5 weeks now, and I can say that it has really changed my attitude and outlook and the way I see things. I find myself changing what I do and the habits that I have. It's just made me a better person, and I will not stop coming. I will be here every Sunday.
I never thought I'd be in a church again. But as soon as I walked through those doors and the tears started rolling, I knew I was home.
I don't know that there are any words that can describe what it is I'm feeling, but I am thankful, and I'm truly, truly humbled by what I'm seeing going on in our lives, and as well as this family and this church.